Yeah.
So he said most likely Bob, right? So Gary would go second, and Patrick would go. Sorry, Bob would go third. Underneath the company, under you.
What are their emails?
Gary, what's your email for your company? What's the company, Gary?
They might be talking to somebody.
No, he said
Rick is spinning for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's been buffering.
Oh, he is?
Hey, John, how are you?
Welcome all the way from Winnipeg, Helen and Darrow.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Helen. Gary, you got to tell us the name of your company. Bob, 3-digit something.
I'll ask Patrick.
Guys, just give me 2 minutes, okay? Actually, when I get back in 2 minutes, we'll begin with today's updates. We can sort out Patrick's company, Gary's company in the chat.
There's Gary.
Alan, in the meantime.
Gary can't hear you.
I'm just in a meeting.
That's exciting. You get to listen and eat. That's fun.
Cheetos.
Cheetos. All right. Eating along the way is okay. Anyways, we have some exciting stuff. For those of you who don't know, we are launching a program specifically designed inside of Garage that if you're a paid member, you can be a member for $25 for nothing and not pay. But if you pay $25, you're a paid member. A lot of benefits. Obviously, you get everybody ever signed up. Everybody that even thinks about joining your business or looking at your business is now signed up, and you get them if they move in any direction of the 5,000 companies and 50,000 products. You get paid on that. So you're obviously now a wholesale supplier to every kind of product. So all that's pretty exciting. But what's really exciting is the one thing that Garage doesn't really have immediately, and that is the ability to make stupid, filthy, stinking rich kind of money, like $10,000 to $50,000 your first month. Now, yes, it's set up, and the pay structure is set up in such a way that you get 10, 12, 13, 15 levels deep. You go to infinity, you get one person, it gets going wild. So yeah, to have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in your downline, and better yet, no rules. So you get paid on them if they're there. You get paid on everybody. Doesn't matter, no minimum quantities. If you got one person in for $25, you could get paid thousands a month. Now, I would think in general, that does happen, and it's highly likely going to happen. It's probably going to be 18 months to 3 years down the road, maybe 5. But it'll grow and grow and keep going until the bulk of the world is in. If you had just one guy who got a few, you could be making thousands and mega thousands of dollars a month from that. That's a pretty good pay structure. But it's missing something. It's missing one thing, and that is a way to earn 10 to 50,000 and more your first month. Now, how do you do that with the $25 program? It's impossible. Even if the guy gave you all the money and you sold like 20 of them, you're only going to get $500. How do you get to 10,000 to 50,000? When I say 10,000, I mean it lightly. 10,000 is really nothing. It's very small. Anybody serious is going to be 30, 50 grand. You can get a lot more. You get 100 grand. But to think that the average guy could get 20, 30, 40 grand in the first month, yes, very easily. And we're putting that together, and it's been built over 31 years to perfection. It's been proven, tested, working. Now it's being programmed specifically to work with Garage. So you have the ability to go there. But if you're not an affiliate, or you are an affiliate but you're non-paid, you're not allowed to come. You got to be a paid for affiliate, $25. That's it. That's your membership. And that allows you to come and take a look and be a part of it if you want. So that's being put together right now. When I say 10 to 50,000, I'm really talking the chump change side of it. It's just, you almost have to pinch yourself. It's like, this can't be true. Yes, it can.
Please don't tell me you just stated a problem without being able to tell them the solution.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God. Why do you state the issue and don't state the solution when you have the solution?
Because I just want to perk the ears a little bit.
I get it, but that's ultimate blue balls.
Yes, sir.
I could hear it. I'm in the bathroom. I'm here. I'm like, oh God, he's setting up the problem and he's not going to set up the solution. Okay.
You'll be intrigued to find out. Have some ears turned on for sure at that point.
I think it's absolutely correct, and it's very exciting. And in the next couple of days, we will be announcing how that's possible. What Alan said in terms of being able to make quite a bit of money with the garage product with one of the offices. So that's great. But let's get cracking on today's updates. So for those of you that don't know, or this is your first time here, we are spending our standard EST webinar.
We have a little intro. I know it's a regular people, but there's some new ones.
I was going to say what it is that they're actually about to experience. But
I just want to tell you that I've been around network marketing since I was 28 years old. Clearly, I'm past that, 31 years. And since I was 19 years old, I always had a programmer. I had it 1 year in particular, 2 years in particular. I had 12 programmers. I worked with quite a few programmers over the years. And along the way, I met this gentleman I'm about to introduce you to back in 2018 or 2019. We haven't figured that out yet. But anyways, he's by far the best programmer. I mean, I could say that he's twice as good as a programmer than any programmer I've ever met. But what caught my attention with him, not the fact that he's a really good programmer, because a lot of programmers are very focused, and that's how they become good programmers. But he was an out-of-the-box thinker. He didn't want to open a 7-Eleven. He didn't want to do what somebody's already done. He wants to go in an angle in an area that no one's ever done. And when he explained that to me, within the first 10 minutes I was talking to him, my hair was standing on end. I saw it, the vision. I saw where it was going, and no one has gone there. And it's so huge. The out-of-box thinking is the person I really want you to understand and share. So I want to introduce you to the co-founder and the CEO of Garage. Ben, take it away.
yeah, thank you so much. So what we try to do on these calls, like we used to use these 8 p.m. calls to do our webinar to present the opportunity to new prospects. However, as we have now, how many days do we have left? How many days until June 20th? 72. Yeah, it'll be 73 for you guys if you're in Eastern. So if it's 73 days left until the biggest launch in history, we wanted to not focus on kind of consumer onboarding, which we are relegating to on the YouTube video, which shows the presentation. I'm doing 73 days of updates where each given day I present at least 1 or 2 new technology products or features that are coming live in Garage, and that can then be used by the existing affiliates to be able to go and recruit the great affiliate offer, people for the great affiliate offer. And so that's what you're about to see. If you have any specific questions, please save it until the end. We could discuss absolutely anything at the end of the call. So there's a bunch of things I wanted to show today. Let me share my screen and we'll go cover all of that. Let me know when you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I wanted to start with invoices. I mentioned 2 days ago, earth-shattering innovation, which is called GaragePay, where we're bridging the gap between founders and global payments across fiat and crypto. Patrick is actually online in Garage. We should give him a call inside of Garage, see what he's doing.
Good idea.
But also, in any case, on Monday, I showed you guys the fact that any founder, including us or any company, can create payments in products in any currency, which then allows the end user could select whatever currency he wanted, including 350 cryptocurrencies. And so that is like such a colossal innovation in the payment space. And we're going to really invest a lot of time and money into making that more comprehensive and then localizing that payment systems for every demographic. However, one of the things that we've been continuously asked about is invoices. And so there is full-blown invoicing software that companies rely on. In India, there's the most popular one by far is called Zoho Invoices. In the US, you have variations of QuickBooks, Tally, the list goes on. And basically what these platforms do is they sit on top of your accounting software and allow you to issue invoices to your customers. So what we have done now is inside of GaragePay, we have included an entire dynamic invoice management system, which can be used by any company across the world. Like, it's so easy. They'll never have to make an invoice again. It's automatically generated for anything that they sell. Let me give you an example. So now Alan is here in one of his offices. He clicks on one-on-one calls and he's interested in buying this one-on-one call, which is priced, as you can see, in rupees. Now, that's fine. And Alan doesn't care if it's priced in rupees because he's not going to end up having to pay in rupees. So now, he puts in 2 or 3, whatever the quantity is, and he goes and he clicks pay now. And when he does that, you have the options to start doing your checkout here. But if he now goes and there's this new icon that comes up saying you have a pending invoice, when he clicks this, you can see here that he has due soon, a new invoice has just been generated.
Yeah.
As soon as he clicked on the I'm interested in buying, an invoice is generated. The founder of this company is not awake, not present to create an invoice and send it out. It automatically got generated at the point of showing intent to purchase. And now when he clicks pay now, you can see the invoice in live time. So it got dynamically generated for himself. A unique link got created, which says, and this is the full status of his unpaid invoice. What's the name of the company? It's Garage. But had it been someone else's company, this would have been completely customized in live time for whatever company that created the product. And then it shows the details of the company, the tax details of the person trying to buy, in this case, Alan's account. It shows the number of products he's trying to buy, the quantity, and the ability for him to pay. This invoice can be shared by Alan to anyone else. It's a completely live link for every purchase attempt made by every person in Garage. And it'll stay status unpaid until he chooses to pay. Now, if he clicks pay, it'll say the given options. How do you want to pay? Do you want to pay in crypto? Do you want to pay in rupees? Do you want to pay in dollars? Or in the future, do you want to pay in whatever currency that we accept? And let's say he selects crypto, pay now, it redirects him to the crypto payment partner and allows him to select whatever currency. 350 different coins have now been enabled for him to pay with. Like yesterday, we had a lot of people transact with rupees, abandons this payment in the middle of the transaction. That's also completely fine because the invoice will stay open. Then the invoice is available for Alan under his orders page. All previous invoices, past, present, upcoming payment subscriptions are available for him to see, and is also available to see for the business owner. 60, 65, 70 pending invoices, 30 of them have been cleared, 35 have not been cleared because customers have either abandoned the transaction or failed to complete, and you can reach out to them. This is without a doubt the most automated and dynamic and cool, in the sense like you don't have to. This is a full-time person's job, is raising invoices, making sure that they pay, and being able to collect payments for whatever you're selling. This is for a consulting call. It could be for a digital product. And again, of course, really all of this is setting up for e-commerce when there will be thousands, if not millions, of different transactions and products being able to be purchased on a daily basis. So this is now lifetime invoicing that's being given for free to every business owner and every customer, with the ability for that. You can imagine what gets built on top of this. You have now the ability to add custom coupons. So a business owner can go to office settings and start creating coupons that can be applied to those invoices. So if I want to give Alan the ability to, hey, subsidize that cost, I can publish custom coupons with limited codes, 10% off, 15% off, 20% off, 25% off. I can put limits on how many times the coupon is used or who it's used for, a password that can be used, or I can apply it to a standard, all products, all courses, all workshops, whatever it so may be. And I can now issue that, and they can use that coupon when they're trying to pay their invoice as well. What other things can be built on this now that this entire invoicing and payment system is live? Taxes. Taxes are a massive thing for businesses to be able to stay compliant in the way that they collect sales tax across different jurisdictions. That in and of itself is a huge business. So if you look at companies like Paddle or what's the other one, Lemon Squeezy, these are companies that you plug in your payment gateway to, and all they do is they help you calculate the taxation on the online payments that you collect. But with GaragePay, with the fact that we now control the invoicing and the payment collection software in multi-jurisdictions across you and your customers, and that we're building your offers and kind of coupons infrastructure, very shortly, obviously prior to June 20th, we will be offering the ability to automate all of your sales taxes and deductions directly inside of your payment collections. And GaragePay is just eventuating into this really comprehensive, really sticky way for businesses to collect payments for whatever that they're selling. And the fact that the dynamic invoices change color depending on which business it is, change logos, you can create email notifications if the invoice is not paid. It's so cool. And like literally, this used to be a full-time person's job in my company, actually, to prepare these and send these out. And also to make sure that you can pay and collect and add bank accounts. All of that's now been completely automated away. And so that's a massive thing, especially when you start getting into e-commerce and service businesses. So if anyone has any questions about that, please let me know. If not, I'll move on to the next thing, which is Calendly inside of NetworkChains. One thing that always came up is there's never been a mainstream way to allow regular businesses to accept crypto as a payment method for whatever they're selling. There are people, if any business is actually accepting crypto right now, it's just manually. Oh, my product is $100. Some guy calls me and says, hey, I want to pay in crypto. Okay, fine, I'll send you my crypto address and send me X amount of Ethereum or X amount of USDT. This is the first time a business owner can literally accept 350 different cryptocurrencies, tax compliant, invoice compliant, easy to submit to your accountant, irrespective of the type of business that he's running. Moving on to Calendly. A lot of people are starting to use NetworkChains. Like yesterday, I think there were 35 calls, because now I'm starting to get the admin analytics. Yesterday, there were 35 calls, different calls done on NetworkChains, which is super cool, considering yesterday was the first day I let people do that. And as that's starting to proliferate, I wanted to show people how to use the Calendly feature inside of NetworkChains, because this will be the Calendly killer, like for sure, because it's just so conveniently built inside of a platform that also has your video calling and your contact manager. I'm not going to go again and show you guys how to do the calls because I did that yesterday. Let's show the way the Calendly works because that's super cool. So what is Calendly per se? Why is it so popular, and how do we supplement it inside of Garage? So Calendly is a software that came out. I must be using Calendly now for 10 years easily. And what it did, it solved a really straightforward problem when it came out. People needed to automate appointment scheduling between them and the people that wanted to schedule a meeting with them. It was actually genius. They gave you a calendar checkout system where you can connect your Google Calendar. And so Calendly would know when you're available. And then they would give you a link where you can send, instead of asking Alan or Martin or Bill, hey, what time are you available? And then Bill saying, I'm available at 5 p.m. And then I'm saying, let me check my calendar. Oh, I'm available at 3 p.m. Bill, can you do 3 p.m.? And Bill saying, let me check my calendar. And that back and forth that wastes hours per week. What Calendly gives to every person is a link where I would send my Calendly link to Bill. So I'll show you what my Calendly link literally looks like. It's right here. I think it's calendly.com/Shorupan. I would send my Calendly link to Bill, and I would just say, hey, Bill, there are 6 call types on my account. Can you just click one? And it will show you what time I'm available. So see, he clicked this first one, which is called any call. And then Bill will click on any call, for example, and he will select April 9th, and it will show, and it will check my Google Calendar because it's synced to my Google Calendar. And it will show only the times that are not taken. So let's say I already had a meeting in my Google Calendar scheduled for 9 a.m. That means when Bill clicks on the 9th, it's going to remove 9 a.m. automatically and show the rest of the times. And then Bill can say, okay, I'm ready to meet at 9:30. And Bill will click, I want to select the 9:30 slot and then put the name, Bill, and put his email, whatever Bill's email is. And he can even add guests and tell us why you want to meet or whatever the reason is. Even you can put your phone number and then you can schedule the event. And that's it. Once the event is scheduled, it gets added to Bill's Google Calendar. It also gets added to my Google Calendar, and it takes that availability off of the calendar so no one else can book it. And it sends a Zoom link to both parties. So this automated away all of the back and forth as it pertains to meeting scheduling between two parties. It also automated away the requirement for time zone management, which, as you guys can see, is a big issue when you're dealing with people in different time zones. So now it's, oh, Bill, what time zone are you? And I'm in East EST. Oh, what time zone are you? And I'm in IST. Oh, what time zone is that at EST? And going back and forth, Calendly automatically calculates that. What I think is amazing about Calendly is they built this $3 billion a month business. They never built a calendar. They just plug into Google Calendar. And they never built a video conferencing software. They just plug into Zoom. And still, 2 million people pay for the premium subscription and 20 million people pay for the free version of Calendly. And it prices in at $12 a month. It's such a straightforward and useful product. And it took the world by storm, okay? So all of the features that I just mentioned are included in NetworkChains. So I'll show you what that looks like. So you can come to NetworkChains now. And yesterday we showed how the Meet works. Meet is how you do your meetings and your Zoom equivalent. But if you go to Calendar, you have a very cool thing here. First, you have a multi-calendar sync product. So what does that mean? That means I can connect any number of my Google or Microsoft calendars to NetworkChains. So let's say I had 5 Gmails. I can just come and I can select, hey, I want to connect all of these 3. Right now I've connected 3 Gmails, sharpan@gmail.com, sharpanmedia@gmail.com, and the networkeconomy@gmail.com. And so now, as soon as I connected those Gmails, all of my Google Calendar from those 3 Gmails gets synced in live time to my NetworkChain. So you can see here are my events. These events were not created in NetworkChains. They were created in Google. These events that you're seeing are populated in Google and synchronized directly into the NetworkChains calendar. And tomorrow, if there's a new event in Google or in Microsoft's calendar, it'll automatically show here. So first, it lets you visualize your schedule across all different calendars, across Google, Microsoft, and soon to be Apple. Okay, that's fine. That's just one problem statement. Then it gives you the ability to create bookings, which is what Calendly does. So you can click meetings here and you can create meeting types that you want people to schedule with you. So you just click this plus and you can say, okay, my first meeting type is garage sales meetings, okay? So now, and I could say I want these meetings to be 30 minutes and I could select which of the platforms I want to allow and description for those that want to learn about garage or whatever I could put as the description and put a color and click create. And now this new meeting type would be created. So now I have 2 meetings, garage meetings and garage sale meetings. And I can create another one for trainings for affiliates or whatever types of meetings I want to take. I can create these templates. And after I do that, I can just copy my NetworkChains link, which is your booking link. I could copy that and I could send this to Bill. Everybody can do this, by the way. And as soon as I send it to Bill or anybody that wants to meet with me, the multiple meeting types that I created are available for them to select from. Now, when they say, okay, I've sent this, now, whenever, let's say tomorrow, Patrick messages and say, yo, I need a meeting, I'll just send Patrick my NetworkChains link and say, hey, Patrick, schedule it whenever you're available. Patrick will click on garage sales meeting and it will pull up my calendar, synchronized across all my Google calendars and all my Microsoft calendars. And then it'll say, okay, Patrick will say, okay, I want to see his availability for the 9th or the 10th or the 21st. It then checks my Google Calendar to see what times I'm available, and it shows Patrick all my availabilities in his time zone. Regardless of where the hell I am, it shows it in his time zone. 2 p.m. is available, perfect, confirm with 2 p.m. It will ask whoever wants a meeting with me, so he can say Patrick, and he can put patrick@gmail.com, and he can say, want to discuss your Google ranking or whatever they're interested in, right? And confirm booking. Now he will get a notification at patrick@gmail.com saying, hey, you've scheduled a meeting with Shorupan. I will get a notification saying, hey, this guy named Patrick has scheduled a meeting with you. It gets added to both of our calendars inside of here. I also get an additional notification saying booking, saying, hey, Patrick, boom, right here. Garage sales meeting, Patrick. You can reschedule it. You can cancel it. This is like a full assistant, virtual assistant's job. And you can send this, you just plug in your standard NetworkChains link to whoever wants to meet with you. Remember, in Calendly, you're paying $12 a month for what I just showed you, and they don't even have the Zoom part. What's the cool part about NetworkChains is, what is the link that gets sent to Patrick for the actual meeting? A NetworkChains meeting link. So once the meeting is confirmed by Patrick or myself and added to your calendar, once that time comes, once 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or whatever the time comes, you will just see that upcoming meeting in your NetworkChains link and just be able to open it. And imagine in the future, we've discussed this in the same way that in the webinar, when you invite somebody to this webinar, they get added under you. Eventually, I'm going to add that same feature to NetworkChains so that when you do a meeting in NetworkChains, that person, if they're not already in Garage, will be added under you. Now, anytime somebody schedules a meeting with your NetworkChains link, whenever they're available, and the automatic meeting link is generated inside of NetworkChains for you to conduct it, that person can also be under you. So this Calendly calendar management system is not just calendar, it's also bookings and the ability for anyone around the world to be able to schedule any time with you, which is what Calendly built, this $3.5 billion a month business firm, which is absolutely amazing. We're giving it away for free inside of NetworkChains, but that's just one level of the fact that we want to offer the conference call system, the calendar management system, and of course, tomorrow when we discuss the most important one, which is the ability to aggregate all of your contacts. These are the three tenets of NetworkChains, which is contact management, or let's call it relationship management, calendar management and scheduling, and then finally executing the call on the conference call itself. But I love this Calendly feature. It's so useful. As you guys know, we spend an ungodly amount of our times just in our affiliate businesses scheduling meetings. No longer will that be the case. You can all send out your NetworkChains link whenever the guy that wants to schedule the meeting with you is available. He can schedule. He's not available today. You don't even need to care. He'll schedule it tomorrow. If you want to reschedule, it just automatically updates on everyone's calendar. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And incredible feature that will really revolutionize the way that people do this type of meeting scheduling. And so tomorrow I'll actually be demonstrating the contact management and the Earn GPT component of NetworkChains. Yeah, does anyone have any questions about the things that I just showed? I showed two different things, so please don't get confused. This is all being clipped and sent to press. My apologies, but I showed two different features that are attractive to two different people. Remember, like this, I have 72 days of feature updates between now and June 20th. So some of these features are only applicable, like the invoicing is more of an attractive feature to founders and business owners, whereas the NetworkChains calendar can be used by your mom, or can be used by a student that's in medical school, or can be used by a product developer at a company or some corporate job, or of course a network marketer and affiliate marketer. So very different demos, but all of it's in one system, right? This is the Garage system. So love to open it up to questions. I see that there are some messages, but also you guys can see and you guys can talk if you guys want. If not, yeah. Alan, you understand Calendly now?
Yeah, I really like that to talk about Calendly or Zoom as the product.
Yeah.
And it's a video call or it's a
Yeah.
calendar thing. And then you talk about the comparison company. The comparison company is $12 a month, and some people do it for free, but a lot of people are paying $12 a month.
Yeah, when you do it for free, you only get one meeting. That's how they limit it. So the free version of Calendly only lets you do one meeting that people can schedule. When you pay your $12 a month is when you unlock unlimited meetings. With us, it's just unlimited meetings off the rip.
Okay, so you got something that matches, say it's Zoom. Okay, Zoom is $20 a month. Okay, you got that, it's included. And then you got Calendly, which is free, but it's like having a Zoom with only 40 minutes. You get cut off, it's pretty embarrassing. And then they got the cost or the feature, the extra feature, right? And then, so there's 21 of them, 21 of these things out. I think there's a bunch in there that I'm going to go, wow, would I really need that? But there's a lot of people who go, wow, I could use that. Maybe I don't know that one, but I could use that. And these 21 features, if you put them all side by side, here's basically what they do with a feature. And then this is what the big competition out there sells them for. And so all this value, it comes to $971. But having that and an easy to see display where the guy gets it. If I'm not a computer guy, I understand it because there's enough information, just enough to say, I know what that is. And then you can see that, oh my God, there's got to be 6 or 7 of these that I'm going to use. And that wipes out your entire cost.
Yeah,
And
also
the
the 3 NetworkChains features are for the $36, right?
You eat up those $36.
That's a wash. But definitely for the business owner, like technically the invoice system that I just showed you today would be number 22, not even included in the 21. It would actually be number 22, right? So it's just going to keep stacking. There's nothing saying we're definitely not stopping at 21. It'll end up being whatever n number of things, right? But you're right. So on the business owner side, it's far more which ones do I need for my business versus on the network chain side, it's these 3 things I use every day. I use my relation.
I'm taking the opinion of somebody who's not a computer guy. So he sees 21 and he sees 4 or 5 that he knows, and the rest are like, ooh, how would I use that? What's that? And maybe just a little description, a sentence, half a sentence that says this is what this is for. Calendar is obvious. Zoom is obvious. We get that. And that MailChimp one, you would normally get that, but just to make sure, MailChimp sends out 2,500 emails at one time, whatever it is, or the ability to do that at a press of a button without getting kicked off from Google or whatever. So that's some serious advantages. But each one laid out just to say, here's your potential customer, here's your competition, the biggest in the world. This is what it goes for. This is what it's priced. This is the advantages that we have that equal that or more. And this is what it's worth. And all this comes together in your $96 a year, or sorry, $96 a month, or $48 a month if you're a distributor.
Or $36 on the case.
36 for the smaller one. But it just throws everybody over the top without, I don't have to talk to you for anything more than 5 minutes. Just look at that. You're like, that's it? I get all that? I don't need to talk anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the story of this, and this is a problem that you have and you don't have. One problem is that you know too much and you can talk too much, and you got so many features you're excited to share. But you know, if your features, 2 or 3 of them, 5-6 minutes talk, you've got 100% closing ratio. You don't need to go to 100 items because by 3 items, you already got 100% closing ratio. How much more can you get? 100%. You can spend 20 minutes and get 100%, or you can spend 5 minutes and get 100%, your choice. People are coming in already. That's it. Time to sit back, let them come in. And then they can learn more as you're going along.
So tomorrow we will be back for the 4th day of Christmas, or whatever the 4th day of this update system.
Listen, before you run off, I have somebody on the call that you can't see. Now, yeah, Patrick Swayze.
No.
What? Patrick Swayze? Come on.
I know Patrick by first name. I don't know his last name, but sure, yeah.
Patrick Swayze, the guy who played Ghost.
Oh no, you've lost me.
Okay, there's a movie called Ghost, and the main player is Patrick Swayze. I have the Ghost on the phone right now.
I don't see him.
That's because it's on my phone.
Okay, cool.
Okay, he's still there, but he's just getting home. He's probably going to be home in about 5 minutes. I'm talking right to the phone, so if you had something to say, you could say it. But is there any way you could just hang on, because he'll come over to the Zoom and join us? Just
Yeah,
to say
I'm going to send a new NetworkChains link so we can hop off the webinar. We can let people go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Do
done.
that.
All right, great, guys. I will, every day, all the updates that are being presented on the 8 p.m. call are being published to YouTube and to a variety of press publications. So we'll
Okay, well, just give me a call at that point. I'll make sure there's got the link already, and we'll go.
Thank you so much, guys. We will see tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. Thank you.
Same time, 8 p.m. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.